Hello and welcome to another video. So I'm going to try something a bit different. Going to voice over rather than live commentary. See how you guys like it. But in this video we're going to be looking at two races that I did at Suzuka Daily Race B and two what I'd say quite harsh SR downs that I ended up with by the end of the race. So yeah, we'll jump straight into the video. Right, so this is the first race we're going to look at. And as you can see, a bit of a strange lobby this one, a lot of DS rated drivers, only A and B rated drivers in the top 5, but I've improved my qualifying time to a 2:08.785, so, but first place as you can see is nearly a full second ahead, so first place should be running off into the distance in this one, so we'll see how the race goes. So just starting here, I am using the Audi TT in this one, which was shown with the Warrington Wolves Rugby League livery on it at the start of the race that you could see at the start of the video. So here we go. So obviously always got to be careful down into this first corner, don't want to mess it up straight away, but don't really, not worth going for a move, but some people will, so you've got to be careful, but everyone keeps it clean in this one. First time coming through these S's, but see straight away there that first one I just turned in a little bit too late and put me on the back foot, but it wasn't a bad run through the S's here. I always drop down to third for this last section, and then you want to try and get a good exit out of here, but you can see that's a really poor exit from me out of there, allows the two cars ahead to start to pull away, but you can see from behind we've really dropped the cars behind already. So we come through here again, just run a little bit wide on the entry and then don't take enough of the curve on the exit to get a good exit, so we allow the two cars in front to pull away here. So unfortunately I was thinking at this point this might be a lonely race, but obviously it's always worth to keep pushing on because you never know, you can catch the cars in front. See here, they've got a fairly big gap now, but it means we're going to want a really good exit out of this double left-hander here to put us in a good position going down the main straight. So there, got the power down nice and early, so get ourselves a good exit, but unfortunately as you can see we're not in the slipstream of the cars in front, so unfortunately we're not really gaining on them at all. And then very well through there, managed to keep it mostly flat, just a slight lift. And then hard braking into the chicane, run a bit deep but keep it together. So we are back onto the main straight for the end of lap 1. So unfortunately the two in front have dropped us a bit here, but as you're going to see, the Italian in front is going to make a mistake at this first corner. So here he goes, and you can see he runs wide there, so unfortunately for me keeps it together and gets back on the track in front of us. So we've got to let him stay in front, just because he's made a mistake can't then force your way past him. He's got back on the track, so as you can see here he's definitely messed his line up and we're all over the back of him, but making sure we don't make contact at all, and he manages to keep it together and keep it in front of us, because it's very hard to overtake through those S's. So we'll just look at a replay of this, and as you see there, he just dips a tyre on the grass on the outside. Poor move really from him because he does it on the straight, but that affects his braking and turning in for the corner, and unfortunately for me he does keep it together. As you can see from my point of view, you can see in the distance there he's already gone. So unfortunately the way he comes back on, I've had to really brake and ease off to not hit him. As I said, I think he's got back on the racing line, but some people will argue that he should really have stayed to one side there, and as you can see on this camera here, you can see right up behind him, but don't make any contact. But then all the way through this S section then I'm harrying him, but unfortunately he is slowing us down now because of that incident. But just because he's come back on like that, we can't then just force our way past him and hit him off, because we're going to get ourselves a penalty by doing that, so it's not worth it. So we'll just stay behind him. Right, so just get back to the race now. As you can see, we're still right up behind him here. Like I said, we're going to stick close to him, no overtaking chances here. Get right up, but maybe should have braked a bit earlier, got a bit too close to him there and it affected our exit. We're coming down into this hairpin here. Parks it right on the apex, so we're staying just behind him. Good acceleration out, try and stick with him, and we're going to want to aim to get a good slingshot down the straight. See if we can keep with him and take him on a long run down to 130R. So I'm just making him think I might go for the move there, but he doesn't fall for it, he keeps it right on the apex. Again, then we get a bit of a poor run into this second one, but get good exit out and we're in the slipstream, so see if we can do enough to pass him. So we're definitely gaining here, as you can see we're gaining. So we'll see whether we can make it before 130R. So we pull out, but I'm not going to make it, so I sit back in to give the correct racing line and just give him a slight touch in the back there, not much, but SR down for that. And you'll notice that was our only SR down in this race, and unfortunately you shall see at the end we did actually lose SR overall in this race, even though, as you can see, I think I'm racing very cleanly here, but I suppose unfortunately that's what happened. So we're coming on to the third lap here, final lap of the race. I think it really should be a 5-lap race really, this would make it better. So because it's last lap, still right up behind him, get better run through that corner, better exit out. And I'd never normally go for a move here, but I thought I'm going to stick my nose in, see if I can put him off, but doesn't. He sticks to the racing line, but unfortunately there, this is what sort of puts us off then, because it put us offline. So you can see we then start to lose ground to him. But as I said, if this was a 5-lap race, I probably would not have gone for that move. I'd have stayed right up behind him like I did on the lap before and kept the pressure on him and tried to overtake him either into this hairpin that's just coming up now. But so you can see there I ran a little bit deep, and I think that position gone now. So I'd have, you know, if I hadn't done that attempt at sticking my nose in, I'd have probably been looking for the move here into the hairpin, getting a better exit, or the classic move at Suzuka here, getting the run out of this double left-hander and getting the slipstream and trying to get on the inside for 130R and going for the pass either at 130R or into the final chicane. But we've let him pull away now, unfortunately, but we'll see what we can do. Not the greatest first part, and you can see just run wide on the entry of the second part, and that totally affects our exit, which is no good for down this straight, and actually gives the guy behind us a run on us. But luckily he's quite far back, but you can see I'm getting right to the inside, so letting him know I'm going to defend it, and when I can see he's not close enough, get back to the racing line to take 130R the way I want. And then again here, waiting to see, stick to the inside a bit just in case, and then just sort of park it on the apex so he can't get past, and then here stick it nice and tight to the inside for the run up to the line, which I think is the best thing to do here. Got someone right behind you, just stick it on that inside, make them go the long way round, and really there's not enough of a run to the line for them to pass you. But starting third, finishing third, not too bad. I think second was on there, we nearly had it, but it was a good race, and as I said, I'd say it was a good clean race really there. And as I said, one small little contact and I've ended up with an SR down for this race. So that's where I think really one contact over the, okay, I know it's only a 3-lap race, but a 3-lap race like that, good clean racing all the way through, one small little contact that didn't affect anyone, and you lose SR. That seems very harsh in my opinion, and it discourages close racing. And I think what you want in this game, you want close racing and you want exciting racing, but and as well as fair racing. So I think the penalty system, you can argue, with being harsh, but I think the actual SR rating system should really be a bit better than that in my opinion. As you can see, this next race we're going to look at is the race that I did right after that last one, and as you can see our SR was dropped down to an A. So starting third again in this lobby, so we'll see how this one goes, get it underway. Again, using the Audi TT, same as before, so same car, same starting position, an Italian in front again, but a different Italian, and a Brit on pole in this one, but our times were much closer, so we'll be hoping for a good race with the two in front here in this one. Let's see how it goes. So again, want to get in the slipstream, but as you see in this one, the Italian for some reason there got a really poor start. I don't know, delayed gear change or something, but said not really worth going for the move. You're just more likely to end up wrecking both cars, so better to stick right behind. And as you can see already, sticking right behind there is a good decision, because it's already pulled a gap to 4th place again. So sometimes by not going for the move, as long as you can have the pace to stick with the cars in front, it can help you. I mean, you're not getting pressured from behind, which means you can concentrate on trying to overtake more. So see how it goes. They're not really close enough to do anything at the moment, so looking to get a good exit out of this corner here and good run up into the hairpin. So we do get a good exit, but don't know if we're going to be close enough for a move or not. But as you can see there, the guy in front goes wide, so take that opportunity to get right to the apex, try and get a better exit. But you can see there on the radar, he just gets a slight better exit than me. Does give me a slight tap, but nothing major, so slot back in behind him. You can see right up against him here, and not going to go for the move again, because it's a bit of an awkward one to pull off into that corner. You want to more set up a move in the slipstream. We're trying to get a good exit again, stay in the slipstream, but the Italian has got the slipstream with the Brit in front, so on a bit of a slipstream train here. You can see there the Italian pulls out to go for the move, and can't tell, but there was a bit of contact between them there, and I run a bit wide as well from watching them. Slightly mess up my line, and that means the Italian takes the lead. So we'll just look at that replay of that incident. So you can see here from on board with the Italian, pulls to the inside and he's going to go for the move. We see that it's hard to tell, but he does just make contact there, so he's lucky not to get a penalty there for pushing the captain underpants wide. See from his point of view here, see, just gives him a tap there, just pushes him wide, so very lucky not to get a penalty, and really should probably let him have the place back after that. But let's get back to the race. You see here, that gets us a good exit out that final corner, gets us the run on Captain Underpants in front, and nice and easy pass in the end really. So see what we can do. So now we'll want to be closing up to this Italian as soon as we can, because I think we've been showing good pace in this race, so we're looking to go for the first place in this. But we have got the Brit right behind us still, so we'll have to watch out for him as well. You can see that just second part of that S just run a bit wide, which then means we miss the apex on the third part, and luckily we get it back together for this final part. Trying to get a good run out of the S section here. So we're going to want to be closing up to this Italian, hopefully be closing up by the time we get to the back straight, because obviously you want to be in the slipstream at the back straight. So try and get a good exit out of there, run down into the hairpin. Not going to be close enough obviously for a move into a hairpin, but this is a corner where you can lose a lot of time, so you want to make sure you get it right, because you can gain a lot of time on a car in front who makes a mistake. But as you see there, I can keep that in second. Thinking this car dropping it to first just ruins your acceleration a bit much. So personally I prefer slightly less rotation, but make sure you get that good exit out the corner. And you're going to want a good double left-hander but poor for the first part, but very good second part, very good exit. So into the slipstream of the car in front, and we've dropped the car behind out the slipstream, which is good news. So we don't have to worry about behind. So we'll see if we can possibly go for a move here or into the final chicane. So not close enough into 130R. Try and get a good run through. Braking just after them cones if you've got them turned on, but didn't look like he broke early, and I didn't think I broke late, so unfortunately we made contact with each other there. Right, so we'll just look at the replay here. So I'm braking, and you can see last minute just seemed to gain on him even though I'm still braking. So unfortunately 1 second penalty. I think it's deserved. My responsibility is the car behind not to make contact, so make sure he keeps the position though and we move on. So you see from his point of view here, if you just watch his braking trace though, he brakes and he stays fully on the brakes even when he turns in. I'm expecting him to trail brake really through that corner, but he's fully on the brakes, so that's where the closing speed come, because I think I'd come off the brakes to get the run through the corner and he was still fully on the brakes. So, but I've got to take that 1 second penalty. Fair, I'm the car behind, my responsibility. So, but again, in this race, that was the only incident that I was involved in. So I end up with not only a penalty in the race, which I think is deserved and very punishing at this track. You know, I'm definitely going to lose a position because of it, if not two. So, you know, yet overall, I lost SR for the race again, even though, as you can see, I'm racing clean, racing fair. Just have that one little incident. It's a total accident, and I allow the guy in front to keep the place. No one's affected yet. Unfortunately, I end up with SR down from the end of the race as well. So we'll get back to the race here, because I'm going to want to make sure I'm going to lose a position behind, but going to want to make sure it's as few positions as possible. So we're just coming down for this run into the hairpin again, and you see here, braking, that car goes to the inside even there's no space, and he just hits me wide there. So, and as you see, we get the acceleration, he's in front, but unfortunately for me, the game doesn't give him a penalty for that. So we'll just look at that one again. As you see here, he gets a better run than me, so he's gaining on me here. No space to go for the move. I've got the penalty, no need for it. Just hits me wide there, no need for it, but pushes me wide and he gets away with it. To me, that's the same as the incident I've just been involved in. Don't think it's deliberate, but poor driving. See, from my point of view, same thing, just pushes me wide, keeps the position, should let me pass, but I'll give him benefit of the doubt he doesn't, because I've got a penalty. But really, he should have a penalty for that. But let's get back to the race then. So see, now I'm up behind him and I've got the penalty. I said he was lucky to get away with the penalty, so we'll see what we can do here. So try and get a good run, but obviously we're going to have to serve that penalty now. Unfortunately, him in front gets a poor run and ruins my run, making that penalty even worse for me now. But as I said, that car in front, again, same as mine, that was the only incident he was involved in the whole race, was that tap on me. Yet he also got an SR down overall for the race, and I just think the three of us at the front have raced fair there, and two of us has ended up with SR downs because of it, which doesn't promote good racing in my opinion. As you see there, we lose one position there, down into fourth unfortunately, but at least we keep it in fourth. Shame we couldn't have got the win there, because I think definitely had the pace. Our own fault for our mistake getting the penalty, but then I think that Brit also got away with one. Captain Underpants should have got a penalty for that one on me really, but probably because I've stayed on the track and only been pushed wide, the system doesn't pick that up and doesn't give him the penalty. But the bit I wanted to talk about was the SR down, and I want to know your guys' opinion on this. But to me, the way the SR downs are at the moment, you see, those two races we've just done, hardly any incidents, good clean racing for the most part for the whole race. One little incident in both races, I've lost SR in both races. That Captain Underpants in second, one little incident in that race and he lost SR down as well. So unfortunately, I want to know what you guys think, but I think that's more important than the penalty system, is sorting SR drops you get, because I don't think they're fair at all at the moment. So see what we think. But that's all for this time, guys. So hope you enjoyed this new style of video, and I hope to see you on the next one. If you've liked what you've seen, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.